Hi lovelies, what's going on with y'all today? So y'all know that on my last channel I had did that there's always the three decans of each sign, and so people have been asking me bring that back, so I'm bringing it back. And so yeah, we starting off with Gemini like we did before, because these is the ones I already did. I think I did Gemini through Sagittarius, so you know I'm gonna go ahead and put those out there. I gotta look into the other 4 signs and get them together and get them straight. But yes, we are bringing it back. And so y'all know how I did these, break down Gemini into the 3 decans, because all Geminis is not the same. Y'all already know this. You have the cusp Geminis that are Taurus Gemini. Then you have the ones that are like very full-blown Gemini. And then you got the cusp Gemini Cancers, the one with a little bit of water to them. So we're going to break them down, see who is who. Welcome to the new people that, you know, have joined my channel. This is an old series that I had on my last channel. It did very well, breaking down the 3 different Geminis, basically. And so, yeah, we're going to get started. We're going to start with the first decan, which is the heavy Mercury influenced Gemini. So this is the Geminis that were born May 21st through May 31st. The Geminis that had that kind of Taurian energy backed up behind them. These are the Geminis that were born 0-degree Gemini through 10-degree Gemini. And, you know, like I said, they're heavily influenced by Mercury. And so with each of these Geminis in every element, you have, say we do Gemini, they're all influenced by one or the other, either their own sign or have heavy influences around one of the other air signs. So it's the same for Leo. You have one that's like heavily ruled by the sun, but then you might have the second decan or the third decan that may be ruled by Jupiter and the sun, or by Mars and the sun, because they have that other fiery attachment towards them. So I hope y'all can follow, starting with the Geminis that are heavily Mercury ruled. And so yeah, let's start. A Gemini, I didn't even know that John F. Kennedy was a Gemini, but he is a first decan Gemini, which makes a lot of sense to me. You know, very analytical person, a very smart person. May he rest in peace. You know, I feel like with the Geminis, like y'all friends feel like y'all the smartest people on the planet. I feel, or to them, whenever they look at y'all, you know, they feel like y'all the smartest people they know. You know, I feel like they know that you guys like to go after knowledge, maybe a little bit more than the other 2 Geminis, but y'all like knowledge. Y'all like to be in them books a lot. I feel like you guys do have a gift of gab, but that is a trait that the Gemini just possess, period. And so you are like the smooth talker of the 3 decans. I feel like you guys can get yourselves out of anything, especially when it comes down to trouble. Y'all real good at getting yourselves out of any trouble that y'all may find yourselves in. You're gonna always talk your way to get your end result, what you want out of the situation. It do not matter what everybody else want. Y'all gonna get what y'all want out of the situation. I feel like y'all the type of people that if you work for someone, y'all can like easily sway the boss to give you less work but pay you more money than maybe someone else that may be doing all the work, but they ain't getting paid that much. So y'all real good with y'all tongue. Y'all know how to speak things in for y'all purposes and that benefits you guys, because you just, you know, can't be mad at y'all because y'all know how to put logic and y'all analyze together. So it just makes sense to whoever you trying to convince. You put a good story together. So I feel like when it comes down to romance, y'all good at having people, you know, building relationships where there's no strings attached. The person can be so enamored by you because of the things that you say and the things that you do. It's like you just can convince somebody, you know, if you want to be in a third party situation where you may be married and you got somebody on the side, it's easy for you to convince this person why they should deal with your bullshit. So, you know, y'all good at stuff like that. And so I feel like y'all love to be out and about and just have that freedom to do whatever it is that y'all want to do. I feel like sometimes y'all can get a little bit of gossipy, like to, you know, talk about other people's business. And I feel like, you know, be a little bit meddlesome. So it's like, you know, you might have a friend that is going through some shit and you may be talking to some other friends, but it's just like sometimes people can take it as you trying to like be a little bit meddlesome or being judgmental. But I feel like that's not where it's coming from. Geminis are one in a group of people. We don't have a lot of friends. So the friendships that we do have, but I feel like the Mercury root Geminis have a lot of people that they may call their friends, but they might not be the best friends ever. It's just because y'all very outgoing and y'all ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, so y'all just really communicate with a lot of people and people like to be around y'all. But sometimes people can feel some of the things that you say and some of the information that you passing along might seem meddlesome, but I don't think it's like that y'all trying to meddle. It's just that when y'all have friends, y'all care a lot about them, so y'all might tend to put your unsolicited advice where someone might not want it. So you guys do have a terrible memory, and I feel like that's because y'all always so busy talking, you know, and y'all talk to so many people and deal with so many situations that you might tend to forget some things, you know. And I feel like sometimes you talk so much that, and you might do outlandish things, say outlandish things that you might tend to embarrass yourself a little bit, you know. And I just feel like it's because y'all over exaggerate situations, and they, you know, although they could be true, you make them out to be more than really what they are. And so that can get you a little bit in trouble sometimes, because then when the truth does surface, people realize, well, Gemini was making it seem like it was more than what it was. And so that might tend to embarrass y'all sometimes. Y'all don't like routine, but what Gemini does, I mean, what Gemini really does like routine. I feel like you like to change jobs often just because you have to have that fresh outlook. Even if you are working a 9 to 5, you're gonna have a side hustle that you do that keeps, you know, you refreshed and just keeps you having that flow of free energy that y'all do have. Some of y'all work out all the time because you just need that extra. You have so much energy, you need that extra surge to put it somewhere. So whether you changing jobs frequently or not, it's just like you like change, so you're gonna do something to compensate from routine because you don't like it. In a relationship though, I can say this is where the Taurian part comes in. Regardless if you cheating or not, you sticking by your partner. You know, you will stay in a relationship for a long time, either out, you know, it's just because that's what Taurians do. They stable. And so these Geminis tend to, even if it's a bad marriage or a bad relationship that they should have left a long time ago, y'all will stick by these people and y'all will stick in it for the long haul. It's just like, because I feel like if there are problems in the relationship, you are the one that's going to bring that fresh energy. Especially when it comes into the bedroom, y'all willing to try different things so that, you know, you can keep your relationship fresh and new. So it's just like y'all are the ones out of the zodiac that can stay in a marriage for a very long time, even through the stalemates, because y'all going to figure out ways to be able to make it fresh again. And so, you know, that's a good quality that y'all have. Y'all like freedom. What Gemini doesn't? So it's just like, you know, even if you in a relationship, you want your partner, and even if it's stable, you want your partner to understand that they need to give you your space, period. Like, and if this person is not willing to compromise in that sense, that's, I think, when the cheating starts. Because, you know, you need to go have that like-minded person that can understand that, okay, I need to have my space. I need to do what I want to do. So, you know, that's the gist of the first decan Geminis. We're going to get into the second decan Geminis, which Marilyn Monroe was a a second decan Gemini. Now these are the Geminis that are ruled by Venus. These are the loving Geminis. These Geminis were born between June 1st and June the 10th, 10 degrees to 20 degrees Gemini. So these are the ones that are they're influenced by Mercury, but they're heavily influenced by the Libra energy, the Venus energy. So these are the ones that are in love all the time. Everything is love to these Geminis. So I feel like you guys are, out of the 3 Geminis, y'all the ones that seem the most lucky. The very, very lucky ones. Y'all love, just like the first decan, y'all enjoy traveling. And y'all love new experiences. Y'all love to do things new all the time. There's a lot of sex appeal that comes with you guys. It's like so easy because you got that Venus energy ruling your sign. You know, it's just easy. Like you can go outside and just a t-shirt and some pants on, and someone is going to find you alluring. It doesn't matter what you put on. You got that sex appeal that draws people to you. You're very, very generous, and that comes from that Venus energy also, you know, because they love to say that Geminis are stingy with their emotions. Stingy, but I don't find that, because I'm a Gemini and we are some of the most giving people, but we like to analyze before we just jump into giving somebody something, because once we are in 100%, and we just don't want to be used. That's just the point of that, you know. I feel like you guys are very sharp and witty. Like y'all can catch things and throw things out there that just, you know, other people of other signs can't do as quickly as you can. Y'all know when to shut the hell up and when it's time to talk. Y'all know the difference between that. So even if you don't agree with something somebody's saying, you know that whether or not it's too controversial for you to speak on, you know, okay, this person is saying something I don't like, but I'm not going to rock the boat because I don't want no controversy. It's all about love with y'all, so y'all want that love energy to always be there. I feel like these are the Geminis that are, out of the 3, that end up going through a lot of different relationships before they actually settle down, because you want to experience everything. And so before you just put yourself down into that settled relationship, you want to taste everything before you just settle down. I feel like all of the Geminis are flirty. Let's not get that messed up. But you guys are the most flirty because you got that Venus energy with y'all. So you attract people to you naturally, and you just like to conversate. You like to be friendly. And so that's why sometimes, even if you're in a relationship, your partner might feel like you're just looking for attention, but it's just that people drawn to you naturally. So you just can't help that you interact with people the way that you do. I feel like you're a very direct person. This Gemini don't throw sidebars or, you know, subliminals. This person say whatever they need to say. Point blank, period. It is what it is. I feel like you got a big appetite for sex. So say you dealing with a Leo or Taurus or Aries, this would be a perfect relationship, because those 3 signs tend to have big sexual appetites, and so do y'all. So that'll be a good match for you, you know. Y'all will cheat, whereas Taurus might cheat, but they gonna stay with their partner. Y'all gonna cheat and probably plan y'all exit route to get to the next person, especially if y'all unsatisfied. Y'all probably ain't finna give y'all partner too much attention if you just not feeling it. So you could cheat and probably go off with someone else and leave your partner behind, whereas the first decan will stick with their partner, you know, but they might just have some things on the side. I feel like even if you do cheat on your partner and you leave this person behind, you're able to, with that Venus energy, keep the relationship, you know, friendly. You can be friends with the people that you leave behind, because there's really no hard feelings, because you got that Venus energy, you know, helping you to keep the love in the situation. I feel like, you know, because mainly it's not even about physical, it's about mental for y'all. So once y'all build a mental connection with someone, that's kind of hard for you to break apart. So even if you break up with that person on an emotional or physical level, you guys are still able to be friends with each other because y'all done built that mental connection. And I think that's like That's good. Very forgiving people, you know, which I think that's all of the Geminis to a certain degree. But y'all the most forgiving people. You know, y'all have friends for years, but I just think that's all Geminis. You know, y'all keep y'all friends. Y'all know what stability with friendships mean. And so, unlike maybe a Sagittarius that may be a little bit of a loner, or a Cancer that may be a little bit of a loner, you know, whereas Sagittarius might lose friends because people think that they too blunt and too aggressive in the way that they talk, or Cancer might lose friends because their friends might feel like they are a little bit emotionally draining. Y'all are able to keep friends just because y'all got that mental capacity that other people do not have. And when people are around you guys, they are entertained. They're entertained. Y'all goofy. Y'all know the best jokes. Like, y'all know when to talk and when not to talk, and when is the right time to say things and when it's not the right time to say things. So y'all tend to keep y'all friends forever. But y'all can be a little bit like not even a little bit. Y'all can be very, very decisive at times. I mean, indecisive at times, where because y'all got that Libra energy, and Libras are known for being the kings and queens of indecisive energy, not knowing what they want. You know, y'all can be accused of being very, very indecisive, not knowing how to make up y'all mind. And y'all can be a little bit gullible and trusting because of that Venus energy. Because I think that's like the main thing with all Geminis. Y'all kind of the babies of the zodiac as far as the air signs go. So y'all kind of feel like people gonna do y'all the way y'all do people. And then later on in life, things kind of hit y'all and y'all understand that people aren't like that. So, you know, it's a life lesson. Y'all learn y'all lessons and y'all normally do not repeat them again. So that's a good thing. That's the second decan. So we finna move into the third decan, which I am a part of. These Geminis are ruled, you know, they got that Aquarius energy with them. So they are ruled by Mercury and Uranus. And you know, Uranus is the planet, the inventive planet, you know. And so y'all good at communicating changes and new ideas to people. These people are born between June the 11th and June 20th, which my birthday is on June 20th. I'm a cusp baby. And so these are the 20 to 30 degree Geminis, which I'm 29 degrees Gemini. So, you know, Donald Trump is a part of this decan. And I know a lot of people do not like Trump, but, you know, I ain't going to say because he a Gemini I like him, but some of the ideas that he have, I can agree with, because I'm all about what is best for the future. And I'm always future thinking. So I be with him on certain points. With certain points that he got, it just be like so ridiculous, but I be on his side a lot because I can understand his energy and where he come from with a lot of things. This Gemini has probably the most active mind out of all of the Geminis, because remember, you have Gemini already got active mind, but I feel like with the first decan, it's more active communication. The second decan is more active, loving vibes. But this Gemini, mind always going, always going, always going. It never stops. I feel like this Gemini loves to go against the grain. I know I do. Like, I'm not the Gemini that stands for the group a lot, you know. And I got a lot of Sagittarius energy in my chart. So I be like the loner. Like, people be looking at me sometimes like, you crazy with the thoughts that you have. Do you have any sense? But I just can't really see into the future to be able to understand certain things that need to go and certain things that need to come about for certain situations. I feel like a lot of these Geminis are very, very much so attracted to everything unusual and everything extraordinary. We like different energy. We, you know, whereas the first decan is stable within their ideas, the second decan wants to, you know, bring love into their ideas. Me, or the third decan, we like things that other people ain't on. We like things that other people might not agree with at times. That's what pulls us. We love the extraordinary. You will find a lot of these decans involved in a cult, involved in all types of religions, just involved in things that are different from society's norms. I feel like we are the ones that do things on a whim. We can just get an idea, like say, no, I'm gonna give you an example. 2-3 years ago, I just woke up one morning and was like, I'm finna cut all my hair off. That's what I did. I just did it on a whim. Didn't think about the consequences, if I was gonna like it afterwards or not. I just did it because that's just how I operate. I just got up and decided, look, I'm finna cut all my hair off. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we are. That's how we operate. That's how we do things. Very creative. Very creative. Thanks to Uranus about, that inventive energy. We have a lot of creative things in our head. Whether we share them or not, we always into the next big thing. We set a lot of trends. We, push people to like follow in our ideas. We good at that because of that creative energy. I feel like very unconventional. We the different ones of the Geminis. We ain't doing nothing like the next person. We ain't trying to be like the next person. We just trying to be ourselves. We are labeled as very rebellious because sometimes it feels like some of the things and some of the ideas that we have just going against the grain so much that people just like, this person just don't want to do what everybody else is doing. And we don't. We do not want to do what everybody else is doing. We could care less about that. We are very, even though we are like, we seem to be very unconventional, we are some of the most willful and uncooperative people too. It's like we doing what we want to do at all costs. We ain't trying to compromise with no one else's ideas, because once we set our mind to an idea that we want to have, that's it. It ain't no changing us. It ain't no trying to convince us. It is no compromising or negotiating with what we want, because at the end of the day, we're going to do what we want to do. Very stubborn, can be very egotistical at times. And it's just because I feel like a lot of us stand on our convictions. And so once we know that we on the right path, or we got, the idea that we feel is right for everybody, it do not matter what everybody else say. We going to ride on our ego. We going to tell you why we feel like it's good. And it might come off as, arrogant or a little bit harsh sometimes. But that's just our nature. We stand in our own convictions. We do not need that validation from everybody else to do what we want to do. We gonna do that regardless. We are not easily persuaded. Like I just said, you cannot convince us of something once we done decided that's what it is. It don't matter with how many facts that you come to us with, because we can come to you with facts to let us know why our position is where we taking it. And it just don't matter what your ideas is, because that's just how we is. We're very, very confident. Like I said, we do not need the validation of others. Where maybe the second decans, because they want that emotional validation, they may, look for other people to back them. We don't care if you back us or not. We gonna do what we gonna do regardless. It might stir some things up, but eventually it causes change. We are the ones that end up causing change. And a lot of times when the third decan Gemini is doing something, it's always geared to social justice, to the aid of the people. So it's just like, even though it might be a little different, we are always looking out for the small people. It's always about social justice, because that's where we're concerned. We thinking about the future. And so if we thinking about the future, we thinking about the people that's going to come after us, are the little ones, and so we trying to make things better for them, regardless of how radical or how different it may be. We are the ones that have that insight into the future, and we can most of the time be able to see far ahead than other people is. So we going for what's best for the aftermath. It ain't about what's going on right now and how people looking at things right now. It's all about where the future gonna take us. So we can seem insensitive sometimes. People can be like, oh my God, well, you said that in a harsh way. You wasn't thinking about nobody's feelings. We might be the Gemini that have less sensitivity, even though like I'm on the cusp. I feel everything. I'm on that last day. So I can say that, I wouldn't agree that we are less sensitive to other people's needs. We just use our emotion to inspire people to go the route that we want people to go, and that's just what it is. Sometimes we, like they say, we tactless and we unemotional. We don't think about other people's needs, but I just don't think it's that we don't think about other people's needs. I just think that it's when we know that there is a better way to go about things than what somebody else is presenting, and we know and we standing in that conviction because we can see what they can't see. You know, we're not going to be worried about your feelings. We're going to explain to you and tell you exactly why this is the way that you should go and why this other way is outdated and it's just old and it's time to move on from it. And it's not that we don't care about your emotions. We just want you to understand what's for the greater good. So we might, take our emotions out of the situation so that we can be able to explain to you why this is the way to go. Very, very charitable people. We, like I said, we always fight for the underdog. Even if we may look like the underdog ourselves, we would take a loss so that someone else can have greater and better, And so that just is with the forward thinking. We are a party person. We love, to be in gatherings and to do all that good stuff that goes along with the charity. So, you might see us having a lot of parties around charitable events because we just like being around people. We like a little bit of healthy gossip. So you might find some third decan Geminis that might be gossip people that, know about. We know about everything. We see everything. So, you might hear us talking some things, but it's like never in malice. Like, we like healthy gossip. And I just feel like once some things is out there for public knowledge, like, it's opinion, but we get to put our opinion in it. That's how I look at it. We are good teachers. A lot of people look to us for answers, and good leaders. Basically, that's what we are. We're good at selling things to people. We're good at helping people with their problems because we normally can see through that grit that people can't see. We are such forward thinkers. Like, we will bring and set trends that other people probably didn't think about. So it's easier for us to sell it to the public or sell it to the group of people because we already can kind of look ahead and see how it can benefit everybody as a whole. We do not like boring crap. No boring people, nothing boring, because we got that inventive thought process. It's just like, I could be sitting around you and be listening to what you're saying, but it's not like I'm really, if it ain't interesting to me, I might be listening to you, but I probably ain't comprehending nothing that you're saying because I don't want to be rude and be like, oh my God, that's boring. I'm a very polite person, so it's just like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it ain't intriguing me, so I'm probably halfway listening because it's boring to me. We do not like backstabbers. They love to accuse the Gemini of being a little backstabbing, but I don't think that's really what it is. Like, because I know the Gemini is two twins in there and we battle with ourselves every day. We also have to deal with people feeling like we are two-faced and backstabbers, but that's not it. We just able to take a peek on both sides. And so we're normally the person that's just neutral, that dual energy. We ain't picking a side because we can see how on this end it could be what it is, and on this end it can be. So we don't just really pick a side, because one twin might argue this, that, and the other twin arguing this, that, and the other, but both of them make sense. So it's like we're not picking a side. And so sometimes people look at that like as if we are traitors, but it's just like we're not picking a side. We looking at both sides and we seeing the benefits of both sides. So it's just like, it is what it is. We do value friendship. Very much so. I think that's all Geminis across the board, though. We value friendship. So if we decide that you are a friend and then you do something, you're probably going to get cut off, because that's how much we take friendship into consideration. Because for the most part, especially with the third decan, we analyzing at all times, and we are, picking apart certain things. So if we choose you to be in our friend circle, you better remain loyal, because we'll cut you off just like it wasn't nothing, like you never was our friend, just because of that's the nature that we bring to the table. We always, me, I don't know. Like, I can give you a second chance, and they say that we usually give second chances, but it's like this: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But you ain't gonna get a third time to change or to fool me, because once you try to fool me, I'm going to change all the way up on you. You know, Aquarius is good with detaching. And since we share that energy, we can detach from you. It don't even matter. Like, if we done gave you chance after chance after chance and you continue to just do the same thing, it's like, well, that's your loss, you know? That's the Gemini wrapped up in a nutshell. The 3 Geminis. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with what I'm saying. I feel like Geminis are awesome people. We just get misunderstood a lot because we have that dual part of us that, you know, we see both sides of the fence. And we really, it's just in the middle because we can't be fighting a battle with ourselves. We already have to fight it every day. So we're not finna fight with the outside world on certain things that we fight on the inside every day with ourselves, you know. It's 2 people inside of us. One person likes this, the other person likes that, but we are daily trying to, you know, be able to merge them together. You know what I'm saying? And I heard this somewhere where, you know, you got the Gemini, especially when they're in a relationship, we get accused of being cheaters because one Gemini might be attracted to one person on a physical, emotional level, where the other one might think this person is so fucking stupid, and we want that that other one wants that intellectual, so that other one might build a friendship with someone else that maybe can turn into something else, because we just need you to have that every facet of what we want, and we'll be there for you, and we won't cheat on you. But if you missing one, probably gonna get cheated on, you know. So I hope y'all like this video. Y'all chime in, tell me what's going on. How do y'all agree? Do y'all not agree? You know. Next up is Cancers, and I'll be back with that. Bye, y'all.